Hello and welcome back to another episode of MineTurtle, or so I think it's still called. This episode we'll be building the pumpkin part of the pumpkin farm, or at least 1/4 of it. I don't have enough resources to make the whole thing. But first, zombie spawner. Down here is the new zombie spawner. It's quite simple. It looks very nice and it's out of the way of the staircase. All you do is you push this button. And it opens up, allowing zombies to fall down when they spawn. And the second thing it does is it puts water here. And the reason why it puts water here is because these zombies are taking quite a fall to get down here. Doesn't need to be this far. I made it accidentally too far, but either way, they're taking a lot of damage. And so if they didn't have armor, the lava fire part would kill them. And because while I do like getting armor from these guys, the main purpose is a XP farm. You don't want to get rid of all the easy to kill ones. So this water makes sure they stay alive, and then opens up top. Then this one, stop and slaughter, closes this and removes the water, and then clicks the lava for a short amount of time, like that. It's essentially the same system we had up there, and all I've done is I've taken the 1-tick pulse which comes from the button and fed it into this, and fed it into the piston. And then this button just connects to this and the piston. The 1-tick pulse, putting out the water. The 1-tick pulse on there turns off the water, brings it in, and then pushes the piston. But because it's a 1-tick pulse, it doesn't pull the block back. Then this one's just a normal button push, and that just pushes out the water and extends the piston, and when it retracts it pulls back the block. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too confusing of an explanation, but I just thought I would let you know how I got it all working together. And those zombies are loud even from over here. So I'll see you up top. Off in the distance we see the sugarcane, and we look in this chest, and ignoring these 4 things which are just storage, we see all the things we need to make 1/4, let me say 1/4 of the pumpkin farm. So let's take our stone bricks, because, well, they're important. Take our redstone repeaters, dirt, we have a hoe, yes, the seeds, the slime blocks, the redstone blocks, the glowstone. Once again, the glowstone is not necessary, it could be any block, but for lighting's sake I thought I would include glowstone. The signs, the furnace, the sticky pistons, hey, one of those furnaces is mine. And lastly, I did originally have a bucket, but apparently I got rid of it. I think I used it in the zombie farm. But lastly, we need a bucket, because as all good farms have, we need a source of water. And this one has quite a few sources of water. Where would buckets be? Well, let's just make another bucket, and let's make 2, just for the sake of it. But yes, now this farm is essentially the same. If you remember, or were watching the earlier series, the A-Team series, you'll know the pumpkin/melon farm that we have off in the air over there. I'll switch it to just melon probably after this, but can't see it yet. Right there. No, not there. Hold on. Let's just walk up here. I'll show you what it looks like. Right there, that flying thing, that's essentially what we're building this time. It all works the same. The only real difference is this one was a later version of it, and it uses less redstone. It's a lot simpler, and it no longer has a double pulse thing. My mouse keeps not working. I think it's also running out of batteries. So that one has a slight fault where it fires more than it needs to fire to destroy the pumpkin. It does it twice, but I actually worked out what was causing that and fixed it. I don't actually remember the repeater order, well, the length of the repeater to do it properly, but I'll look into that and get back to you on that if I don't work it out, just by guess and check. But essentially we're going to build it over the sugarcane farm. And do I have any dirt? Well, I only have this dirt. Hold on, I'll be right back. Well, it started raining, so I decided to sleep away the rain in the night once I got the dirt. So what you want to do is you want to build up so that you're above the glowstone blocks. So I think this is where they are. So we want to go up one more and start building. And the reason for that, well, I suppose you don't need to, really. I suppose we could build it down here. I was going to say you need it one block above for when those pistons extend that doesn't hit it, but I think this will work. Hopefully this works before I build everything. So anyway, we want to go out from the center block, including the center block. We want to go out 8 blocks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this happens to be happens to be the length of a water stream, but more importantly, it's as close as these can get to each other without interfering with each other. And yeah, so then that would be the water stream. But what we care about, I suppose it doesn't matter what height that bridge was, because what we care about will be built one layer higher. Yeah, up here. And this is the center, so we don't need a block here. This all makes sense, don't worry. So we want to build here. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. So let's build up here. And it's essentially the same thing as over there. You want to build out in a 5 by 5 square, leaving the center empty. Now what this does is this is where we will build our what you might call it. It's pretty much the gathering spot, so that it gets all centralized. Ordinarily, when you're building this on your own, you'd build these water streams together and have a collection point, but seeing as it's above a water stream, I'm thinking I might as well just drop everything down. Anyway. Oh, hey there. Anyway. So, the first thing, if you have the last design memorized, which would be odd, but I do, so I'm not saying anything about you, but I just built it a ton of times, so I don't know why you have it memorized. But the last time you wanted these blocks to go 3 high. Oops, that was not what I was wanting. And that was space for water. Then there's a stone brick layer which I designed, and then the dirt we grow everything on top of that. But in this design, I came up with a very simple yet more effective way of doing it. And so what we ended up only needing is it being 2 blocks high, which are, saves on a few stone bricks, but more importantly, saves on space, because this is a very big design when it comes to pumpkin farms, and saving 1 block for every time you have a segment like this adds up pretty quickly, depending on how high you're making it. So let's make it infinite water source. Oops, that's not how you make an infinite water source. That's how you stop a water source. Okay, let's put these buckets next to each other. So we want to take from there, put there, take from there, take from there. Put a block there and there. And there, I guess, because it made another water stream. Gosh darn it. And then one there. And if everything works, yep, everything pulls to the center. And this is what we got signs for. Actually, let's make one more infinite water source. Gosh darn it, it's going to make everything infinite water sources, isn't it? There we go. This is a lot easier in creative mode, let me tell you. The main thing is, if you're building this in your late game, you've got lots of everything, I'd suggest getting some ice, because then you can just plop down 4 pieces of ice, break them, and you're good. I don't have ice. I could, I guess, but I just have buckets of water. It makes it a bit more awkward. But do with that what you will. So now, typically, you'd then have, on the last design I'll show you, you'd have stone bricks like this, and then you'd have the dirt we grow everything on top of that. Yeah, makes sense. But in this design, it goes a little bit different. We actually put the dirt where we put the stone brick. And then what we do is we put a sign on top of that sign. Now if you're wondering what's up with the signs actually, why do you need signs? Okay, so the reason why, can I get out? No, cool. Okay, the reason why you want signs is because you need a bucket of water there. that hydrates this dirt. Oops. Hydrates the dirt so that you can grow crops on it. But if you have this water without the sign below it, it will flow down into here and spill out, and the water streams will no longer flow to the center, they'll flow to like the sides, which isn't what you want to. Anyway, where's my hoe? There's my hoe. Just my hoe foreground like this. So as you, I'm sure you can see the similarities to that if you still remember that, building that. You put down the seeds, and we don't have any bone meal, so we won't grow them, but you don't need them grown. What comes next is the old bud switch. I know you know how I love those bud switches. You need a sticky piston, you need a slime block, you need redstone, but this time we're not using glowstone on the bud switch, which is probably a wise choice if you think about it. So I wonder if I could do it without bridging out one. Yes, I can. And then you want a slime block. Now this bud switch is just like those, except that's a horizontal version, and you want the redstone there. That's kind of the only difference. Then you want a furnace, and you want to plop it right here, I guess. I don't have any designs to go off, I'm just trying to remember it as I go, and hopefully it'll be more successful than trying to remember that. But then you hope. That's all hope. You bring that up there, and now what I like to do, how I remember it, is you go 2, then 2, and then 2 there, and then you take out this one, and then you go 1, 2, 3, and you just throw down that. Then what you want is you want 2 repeaters there. Ooh, almost fell off. And 1 there, but you want this one on 2 ticks, I believe. Let's hope. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Okay, I always forget this, and I literally mean always. Every single time I've built it, I forget it. You want to slide a little piston under there on every single one, and if you don't, then you go rev everything up and put them back in. So, gotta remember it. Okay? Don't do what I do. Always remember. I'll probably forget it every time I build this as well. So then you got that. And then finally, you want to put a piston facing down there. And you want to put the glowstone there. Now with any luck this will work. There's a slight chance it won't because, yeah. I don't know. I will get back. I'll go away and build the rest of this, but the only reason this won't work is because I'm not actually exactly sure what this time is meant to be, but I believe it's 2 ticks. I've checked, and yes it is. I am entirely correct. Oh, and just one last thing I thought I'd add. Because that one's just a single segment, I never going to show it, but to extend it, you build it up on top of each other, and what you do is just make the exact same thing as the base of this one. Oops. You don't do that. Not much I can tell you. And then once again, you fill it all in, except for the very center, at which point you place a sign, and place a sign on top. Yeah. And there it is. 1/4 of the pumpkin farm. As you can see, we'll put it above each one of these sugarcane farm parts, but just look at the size of that. That's 16 pumpkins right there. So if we have 4 of these and 4 of these segments, and that means it's a 6 sugarcane to 16 pumpkin ratio, and using these farms, that seems to be a good ratio. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, actually, but what about the eggs? What are you going to do about the eggs? I don't actually know. Chicken farms, I tried making some cool complicated thing that kind of matched in with these things, but there's nothing I could really come up with. So like the chicken farm over there is pretty much what I'm going to be using, I guess. Some version of that, where it's just chickens over a hopper. Or over that isn't a hopper over there, it's just a water stream, so they despawn. But yeah, I'll just have eggs going into a hopper, I guess. I don't really know how to do that. If you have any cool ideas, let me know before I build it. But that'll be put off for a little while. So all that's left now, yeah, the only things left to do now is build the other 4, and then put the eggs in, and then it'll be done. Well, the other 3, I guess. I haven't got around to building them yet. I'm not going to be able to get around to building them anytime soon because I am fresh out of resources. I have plenty of slime blocks now that I've got. I actually dug that room around my slime farm, the 3 wide ring, so I have all the slime I could ever want now. But mainly it's the glowstone, redstone. I could all get it, you know, it's not too difficult, but like, this takes a long time, guys. I don't know if you appreciate it. I hope you appreciate the amount of work which goes into each episode. Like, when I got all 4 of these done, that was like 10 hours put into one episode. Like, that's insanity. And I do 3 of these videos a week. 3 of these Minecraft videos a week. Most of them don't take that much work. But yeah, I hope you like this. I'll show it to you again once it's fully done, I guess. And if anyone suggests a cool chicken farm idea, then and it works and it's good and everything, then I'll include it. Otherwise, I guess I'll just have chickens somewhere. We'll probably put an item elevator in the center and pull it up. Due to... oh no, my keyboard. Oh, okay. My keyboard keeps doing this thing where it's not responding and then it starts responding after a while. Don't know why it doesn't. Might be low on power. Anyway, so the original design of these things, the 4 of them are way closer, but they're actually pushed back thanks to these water streams. Oh wait, they're not, are they? Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. I might not actually be able to do an item elevator. And funnily enough, I originally designed this without an item elevator, and that's just pushing them 8 blocks back, like I did here. And then later I designed an item elevator that goes up the center of them, and what I did was I pushed it back 8 blocks, and then 1 block off to the side. And I never did that with this. So technically speaking, every single block here is 1 block off. So, I hope you weren't expecting an item elevator. I'm getting rid of that. Although I might have an item elevator somewhere else, but originally it was up the center, but yep, I'm not redoing all that. The reason is, the reason why I have to push it 1 off to the side, because you might think, well actually you need a T formation like this, don't you? Surely that fits in, because then the items float up the center. Well, if you look here, where this block happens to line up with, it happens to line right up with this block, which pushes out to this block. So you need an extra block gap. So what my design to put item elevator is you switch these around. So you push this all over once so that this block lines up with this, and then it's absolutely fine. And then you push this one over, so they're all rotated a little bit. Essentially, is how it's meant to be. And for some reason, I just got a half frame rate. That's weird. Oh, I'm down to 30 frames. Ah, there we go, 60 frames. Goodness, that's how I used to play this game. How did I survive? Anyway, yeah, so no item elevator for us, as cool as the central item elevator is. And I don't really want to rebuild all that. Unless you really want me to, let me know in the comments. If you're like, Ashley, you have to have a central. And don't just do that to be mean. If you really think it's really add something, I will rebuild that, but hopefully you're like, actually, I don't really care about item elevators. Actually, I don't even care about Minecraft. I'm only watching this because I'm your friend. Then let me know. So try to not hurt my feelings so much. Anyway. So before I show you what's new to this creeper farm, there was many thunderstorms, well, between episodes, and in one of those thunderstorms something amazing happened. That's right, a cow dropped down in here, and yeah, he's not meant to be there. No, the creepers are still untouched. I mean, we only have 2, so lightning has to either strike here or there, and that's very unlikely because there's all the space you strike in. But yeah, a cow fell in, which is weird, because they're 2 blocks wide, and aren't they? I think the clouds are 2 blocks wide. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I definitely have, until I realised that thing at the very end there. Makes me a little bit sad, but hey. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!